When winter finally decides to pack its bags, the world doesn't just warm up, it explodes into celebration. From burning giant monuments in the streets of Spain to drowning straw winter in the rivers of Poland, from cherry blossoms drifting like pink snow in Japan to clouds of neon powder in India, spring traditions are some of the wildest and most beautiful celebrations on the planet. What makes them truly incredible is that, even though these places are thousands of miles apart, they're all celebrating the same idea: the return of light, warmth, and life after the long winter sleep. Today, we're taking you on a journey around the world, on a spring extravaganza. Our journey begins in Japan, where spring arrives not with a shout, but with a soft, breathtaking sigh. For a few brief weeks, the entire country seems to pause for one thing: the blooming of the cherry blossoms, or sakura. This tradition is called hanami, which literally means flower viewing. But it's much more than just looking at trees. Hanami has been celebrated for over 1,000 years. It began with emperors and nobles in the imperial courts, inspired by older Chinese customs of admiring plum blossoms. Over time, the delicate cherry blossom stole the spotlight, and today it's at the very heart of Japan's spring. What makes hanami so special is the feeling behind it. There's a Japanese concept called mono no aware, a gentle awareness that everything is temporary. Sakura blossoms usually last only a week or two before they fall, like soft pink snow. Standing underneath them, you can't help but feel how fragile and beautiful each moment is. Across Japan, families, friends, co-workers, and students all head to the parks as soon as the blossoms appear. We see blue tarps and picnic blankets spread out under the trees. People sharing seasonal treats like colourful dango rice dumplings, beautifully arranged bento boxes, and of course, a little sake. And hanami doesn't end when the sun goes down. At night, the tradition of yozakura, or night cherry blossoms, begins. Paper lanterns and soft lights illuminate the trees, turning parks and riverbanks into glowing tunnels of pink and white. If you are planning a trip, aim for late March to early April, depending on the year and the region. Popular spots include Ueno Park and Shinjuku Gyoen in Tokyo, Maruyama Park in Kyoto, and the riverside walks in cities across the country. From Japan's gentle shower of petals, we now dive straight into one of the most explosive celebrations of spring on Earth, Holi in India. If hanami is a soft sigh, Holi is a shout of pure joy. Holi is often called the Festival of Colours, and the name is absolutely accurate. For one day, streets, courtyards, and village squares turn into open playgrounds where everyone, kids, grandparents, friends, even total strangers, throws brightly coloured powders and splashes water at each other. By the end, nobody looks like themselves. White shirts become rainbows. Faces are unrecognisable. But behind all that fun is a deep meaning. Holi celebrates the victory of good over evil and the arrival of spring after winter. It's a time to let go of old grudges, forgive, and start fresh. People often say, "Pura na mano holi hai," which loosely means, "Don't mind, it's Holi." It's a reminder that just for this day, everyone is equal under the colours. Holi usually takes place in March around the full moon, and it begins the night before the colour fight. In many cities and villages, huge bonfires are lit in a ritual called Holika Dahan. Families gather around the fire, offer prayers, and symbolically burn away negativity and the old season to make space for new beginnings. Then, the next morning, the real chaos begins. You would wake up to drums, music, and laughter echoing through the streets. Vendors sell packets of powder in every shade you can imagine: electric pink, bright yellow, deep blue, neon green. People fill water guns and buckets, and sometimes even set up hoses from rooftops. As a traveller, you would quickly learn there's no such thing as just watching Holi. If you're on the street, you're a target, in the best possible way. Some of the most famous places to experience Holi are cities like Mathura and Vrindavan, which are closely linked to the legends of the god Krishna, or larger cities like Delhi and Jaipur, where neighborhoods and temples host massive celebrations. Wherever you go, you'd want clothes you don't mind staining forever, a secure place for your camera, and a big smile. Because once the colors start flying, there's no going back. From India's storm of color, we land in Thailand for one of the biggest water fights on earth, Songkran. Every year, around April 13th to 15th, Thailand celebrates its traditional New Year. Songkran marks a fresh start, a new cycle, a new beginning. But before the chaos, there is calm. Songkran begins with tradition. People visit temples. They pour scented water over Buddha statues to wash away misfortune from the past year, to invite blessings for the year ahead. There's also a beautiful ritual called Rod Nam Dam Hua. Young people pour jasmine-scented water over the hands of their elders. They ask for forgiveness. They receive blessings in return. Families clean their homes. They gather. They cook. They honor ancestors. Songkran is as much about family as it is about fun. Then the streets transform. Quiet rituals turn into full-on water wars. For 3 days, cities like Bangkok and Chiang Mai become giant playgrounds. The water isn't just to cool off. It symbolizes washing away bad luck, letting go of the old year, starting fresh, clean, and renewed. At the end of each day, the water fights slow down. Temples grow quiet again. Families share meals. Songkran leaves behind clean streets and a sense of spiritual and emotional reset. From the cleansing waters of Thailand, we arrive in Valencia, Spain, where spring doesn't arrive quietly. It arrives in flames. Welcome to Las Fallas. Every year, from March 15th to 19th, the entire city of Valencia transforms into a massive open-air art gallery. But these aren't paintings hanging on walls. They're towering wooden sculptures, some as tall as 5-story buildings, and designed for one purpose only: to burn. Las Fallas celebrates the arrival of spring and honors Saint Joseph, the patron saint of carpenters. The festival had roots going back centuries, when carpenters would burn scraps of wood and old winter clothes at the end of the season. Over time, those simple bonfires evolved into an elaborate celebration of art, fire, and community. For days before the main event, the streets fill with parades, marching bands, floats, fireworks exploding overhead in the afternoon sky. Families stake out spots along the streets. They set up chairs and tables. They eat paella, the traditional Valencian rice dish, right there on the sidewalk while watching the processions pass by. The smell of saffron and seafood fills the air. The sound of music never stops. But the real climax comes on the final night, La Nit de Foc, the night of fire. As darkness falls, the entire city gathers. Thousands of people line the streets. The massive wooden sculptures, called fallas, are set ablaze simultaneously across the city. It's a powerful reminder that letting go is part of renewal. That spring means starting fresh, even if it means burning down the old to make room for the new. From Spain's fiery celebration of renewal, we're heading north and east across Europe, to traditions rooted in ancient folklore and the changing seasons. To Poland, where spring arrives not with fire or water, but with a dramatic goodbye to winter. Welcome to the Drowning of Marzanna. Every year, on the first day of spring, Polish communities gather for one of Europe's most theatrical spring rituals. They create an effigy of Marzanna, the ancient Slavic goddess of winter, death, and plague. Made from straw and sticks, wrapped in white linen, decorated with colorful ribbons and beads. Children and adults parade this winter goddess through the streets, dunking the effigy again and again. The procession winds its way to a river or bridge, where the real ceremony begins. The effigy is set on fire. Then comes the final act. Marzanna is thrown into the cold water, burned, drowned, destroyed. According to old beliefs, it was dangerous to touch the effigy in the water, or even look back at it. Marzanna might retaliate in her final moments. The symbolism is powerful. Winter dies, so spring can live. Cold and darkness wash away. Illness and bad luck float downstream. The community emerges renewed, ready for new beginnings. From Poland's dramatic farewell to winter, we travel southeast to Bulgaria, where the arrival of spring wears red and white. Welcome to Baba Marta. Every March 1st, Bulgaria celebrates Baba Marta, Grandmother March, a folklore figure who controls the weather. If she's happy, winter ends gently. If she's angry, she brings late snowstorms and bitter winds. She's unpredictable. She's powerful. And she's celebrated with one of the simplest yet most meaningful spring traditions in Europe. It all starts with the Marta Itza, a small woven bracelet made of red and white thread. Red for life, strength, and vitality. White for purity, health, and new beginnings. On March 1st, Bulgarians tie Marta Itzas onto wrists and around necks. They hang them on bags and car mirrors. They decorate doorknobs, office desks, even pets' collars. Friends exchange them. Co-workers swap them at the office. Grandparents give them to grandchildren. Children go to school with arms full of red and white. The tradition says, you wear your Marta Itza until you see the first signs of spring. A stork in the sky, a swallow returning, a tree in bloom. When that moment comes, you take off your Marta Itza, tie it to a blossoming tree branch, or place it on the ground for a bird to find. So your wishes for health and good luck can be carried into the new season. Loving these spring traditions? Subscribe to Charlie Flyer and tap the bell so you don't miss our next destination. From Bulgaria's red and white welcome to spring, we head west to the Balkans, to a riverside city where spring arrives with sunrise, community, and thousands of scrambled eggs. Welcome to Cimburijada. Every year on Easter Sunday, the city of Zenica in Bosnia and Herzegovina wakes up before dawn. Not for church bells, but for breakfast by the river. Locals call it Cimburijada, the festival of scrambled eggs. Along the banks of the Bosna River, people gather in the half-light of early morning. They bring what matters most: pans, oil, and eggs. Tens of thousands of eggs. Massive outdoor stoves are set up along the riverbank. Volunteers crack egg after egg into giant cast iron pans. The sound becomes the rhythm. Shells tapping, oil sizzling, people laughing. Historically, this celebration marked the end of Lent, a period when people traditionally avoided eggs and rich foods. Easter meant it was finally time to feast, to enjoy what had been missing for weeks. Over time, that simple idea turned into something much bigger. Today, Cimburijada is a full-on festival. As the sun rises over Zenica, the smell of scrambled eggs drifts along the river. From Bosnia's riverside feast of eggs and community, we cross the Atlantic to Mexico, to a place where stone, sunlight, and ancient mathematics come together for one breathtaking spring performance. Welcome to Chichen Itza on the day of the Spring Equinox. On most days, El Castillo, the Great Pyramid of Kukulkan, is impressive. A perfect step pyramid rising out of the Yucatan jungle, its edges sharp against the sky. But once a year, around March 20th or 21st, something extraordinary happens. As the late afternoon sun begins to drop in the sky, the light hits the northwest corner of the pyramid at just the right angle. Shadows appear on the staircase. Triangle after triangle of darkness falls across the steps like a zigzagging pattern. Slowly, those shadows line up and create the illusion of a giant serpent slithering down the side of the pyramid. At the base of the staircase, carved in stone, is the serpent's head. Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity of the Mayans. For a few minutes, stone and shadow connect, head and body become one. And it looks as if Kukulkan himself is descending from the heavens to the earth, marking the return of the sun, the arrival of the growing season, the beginning of spring. Thousands of people travel here just for this moment. Many visitors wear white, a color they believe helps them receive good energy from the sun. Some people sit cross-legged on the grass, eyes closed, palms facing upward. For the ancient Mayans, this wasn't just a cool visual trick. It was a cosmic signal, a reminder that the universe is ordered, that seasons turn on schedule, and that it's time to prepare the fields for new life. From Mexico's sacred dance of light and shadow, we follow the sun further south and east, across the Gulf of Mexico and into the Caribbean. Here, spring and Easter aren't marked by pyramids and serpents, but by bright paper diamonds, bamboo frames, and a sky alive with colour. Our next stop, Trinidad, where the arrival of spring is written not in stone, but in kites soaring high above the island. Every Easter, especially on Easter Sunday, the sky above Trinidad transforms. In Port of Spain, in Aranjuez, in open fields and savannas all over the island, hundreds, sometimes thousands, of kites take flight. Huge, carefully crafted designer kites. Tiny homemade ones flown by kids sprinting through the grass. This is Trinidad's famous Easter kite flying tradition. But it didn't begin as just a fun holiday activity. In the 19th century, Chinese indentured workers brought kite making to Trinidad. Back then, kites were part of their spring celebrations back home, symbols of hope, of rising above hardship. They said the kites represented Christ's ascension to heaven. The cross-shaped bamboo frame, the kite lifting into the sky, the string like a thin line connecting earth to the divine. Today, it's less about religion and more about culture, creativity, and pure joy. The most famous gathering happens at the Queen's Park Savannah in Port of Spain, an enormous green space ringed by mountains and colonial architecture. Here, kite flying becomes a full-on event. If heading to this event on Easter Sunday, head to the savannah by late morning. Grab a spot under a tree, look up at a sky crisscrossed with colour. It's a Caribbean welcome to spring, a way for Trinidadians to celebrate Easter outdoors. From Trinidad's sky filled with colourful kites, we stay right here in the Caribbean, but hop over to its quieter, greener sister island, Tobago. Here, spring and Easter take a surprisingly competitive turn. Welcome to the Buku Goat Race. Every Easter Tuesday, the small coastal village of Buku explodes with energy, music, and movement. Not for horses, not for cars, but for goats, running full speed down a track with their handlers sprinting barefoot beside them. This unique race is over a century old. Its roots stretch back to the days of plantations, when goats were the animals of the working class, not the elites. While the wealthy held horse races, locals created their own version of the sport, with the animals they actually owned. Over time, those small community races grew into one of Tobago's biggest annual events and a highlight of the island's Easter celebrations. Before each race, handlers lead their goats to the starting line on long ropes. Many goats wear bright collars or numbered cloths. They're lean, alert, and surprisingly powerful. The rules are simple. Goats don't like to run alone. So each goat is paired with a handler who runs beside it, barefoot, holding the rope and urging it forward. The races are short, just a few heart-pounding seconds, but the build-up, the cheering, and the drama last all afternoon. Here in Tobago, spring and Easter aren't just spiritual dates on a calendar. They're a time for community, for celebration, for turning everyday animals into local stars, and for filling the season with joy and laughter. From Tobago's thundering little hooves and laughing crowds, we leave the Caribbean sunshine behind and fly back to Europe for one last unforgettable spring stop. Welcome to the Netherlands and its world-famous tulip season. Every spring, usually from late March to early May, the Netherlands bursts into bloom. From the air, the countryside looks like a patchwork quilt, stripes of red, yellow, purple, pink, and white stretching all the way to the horizon. These are tulip fields, carefully planted and perfectly lined, turning flat farmland into one of the most colourful spring landscapes on Earth. At the heart of it all is one of the most famous spring attractions in the world, Keukenhof Gardens. Often called the Garden of Europe, Keukenhof opens its gates for just a few weeks each spring, welcoming visitors into a living floral exhibition. But tulip season isn't just inside the gardens. Out in the surrounding region, places like Lisse, Hillegom, and the Bollenstreek, the bulb region. You can bike or drive along small roads with flower fields on either side. In cities like Amsterdam, spring spills into everyday life too. Flower markets overflow with tulips of every colour. Cafes set up outdoor seating along the canals. Window boxes and parks come to life. The whole country feels like it's celebrating the return of light and warmth in the most Dutch way possible, with flowers. Spring is a time to gather, to celebrate, to say goodbye to the cold and dark, and welcome warmth, life, and hope. Where would you like to experience spring next? Let us know in the comments which tradition you'd most love to see in person, or share a spring celebration from your own country. Until next time, safe travels.